reserved for doctors and wheelers and dealers were soon bought for pennies on the dollar by waves of Mexicans in pursuit of something once considered the exclusive purview of white people, the American dream. For the love of my Mexican mother, my African-American father bought the 2-story brick colonial in 1978. He wanted my mother to be close to her family, her friends, her culture. He was an anomaly, a black man living in a Mexican neighborhood, but eventually, through no small amount of effort on my mother's part and the occasion of my birth, he was accepted. Toasted with tequila at Saturday backyard parties, and prayed for on Sunday at Holy Redeemer Church's Spanish-language Mass. It didn't hurt that my father was a Detroit cop. I've poured some of my settlement money into bringing this house back to life, even going so far as to buy and refurbish 7 other houses on Markham Street. The only house I had demolished was one to the north of me, which had once been beautiful but was beyond redemption after 2 decades of broken crack and meth pipes, heroin needles, attempted Devil's Night arsons, human and animal waste. A garden on that plot might be nice. Peppers, kale and cabbage, lettuce and tomatoes. What's a Blaxican without a garden? Especially if you can't look with pride on your hard work during the early evening or late night hours, a bottle of Negro Modelo beer or chilled shot of Cabresto tequila in hand. While I was away, free diving to the bottom of various bottles of booze around the Mediterranean and Scandinavia, apparently the city thought it would be nice to replace the stripped and gutted street lamps with 8 new solar-powered LED street lamps, a mostly ineffectual effort to ward off crime on a nearly desolate street in Mexicantown. I'd tried to get on with my life after the trial and award, live my life as a normal citizen, but I couldn't quite shed the knowledge that I'd failed at a job I had loved. A Judas to the apostles in blue, the eyes on me in grocery stores and restaurants, the unrelenting judgment. I was looked at as if there was someone just over my shoulder, an out-of-focus and disquieting figure. Everybody loves a hero. Nobody loves a rat. A woman I'd met in Oslo helped me moderate my drinking. A beautiful young woman with smooth brown skin, a smile like sunrise, and eyes the color of amber. Tatina. She was half Somali, half German, a refugee from the perpetual Somali civil war who had seen horrors I couldn't imagine. Somehow, her soul had survived, embracing light and exuding warmth. For 3 months, beneath the ice-blue skies of Norway, I held her, made love with her, felt my body levitate when she laughed. Her breath on my chest felt like where I needed to be. It felt like home. Of course, being from Detroit, I've never quite trusted happiness. So I returned to a city where happiness is usually a matter of finding contentment in an acceptable level of intangible fear, unfocused loathing, and unexplainable ennui. It was early fall when I found myself back in front of my house on the short 12-home street of West Markham in Mexicantown. Nestled against the front door was a small package. Before mounting the steps, I stopped and looked around. A well-fed calico cat stopped in the middle of the street and narrowed its eyes at me as if to say, "The fuck you looking at?" before stealthily moving on. I walked up the steps, then crouched near the box. It was the size and shape of a shoebox and wrapped neatly in brown paper. Even though I'd been gone for a year, temperatures were still elevated over my testimony against the former mayor and several Detroit cops, now dismissed or imprisoned, who had aided the mayor in his various criminal enterprises. A shoebox wrapped in brown paper could very well be a homecoming gift